y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl, and today I have a fun video. I'm going to show you how to dye sublimate on this Sherpa hoodie, because working with Sherpa material can be a little bit different and a little bit challenging. Now, I did purchase this hoodie off of Amazon. I will leave it linked in my Amazon store down below. Now, remember, if you do purchase off of there, it is an affiliate link, so I do earn a small commission. Now, the file I am using today is available on my Patreon page for my $4 or more a month patrons, as well as I am using the Sawgrass SG400 with the original Sawgrass inks, as well as Koala brand sublimation paper. Other than that, you'll need some thermotape. Your heat press will need to be heated to 400 degrees for 70 seconds and some type of paper. Today I'm going to be using regular copy paper to put in between my layers and on top, so that way the ink doesn't go anywhere else. But if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I will show you how to put this together. So as you can see, I have my heat press right here. Now again, it is preheated to 400 degrees for 70 seconds. Now, the first thing I want to do is whenever you're working with a thicker material like this, or really any type of dye sub-material, when you're going to do it on a shirt or anything that's fabric, you want to test and see how your heat press closes. So this takes and adjusts the pressure. The easier it is to close, the less pressure. The harder it is to close, the more pressure. So what I'm doing is adjusting this so it's a little bit easier to close. And the reason being is if it bounces up whenever I go to press this, then that's how you get shadowing. So we want to make sure that we have enough pressure to apply the design, but not too much pressure where we run into issues. So I'm just going to lay this out on my heat press, pretty much centered. Okay. Now I am going to take, let me move this strap out of the way, the strings. I'm going to take just some regular plain white copy paper, and we're going to stick this in between the layers. Now, you do this because whenever the whole process behind sublimation is the ink turns into a gas. So we want to go ahead and stick that in there. There we go. Pretty good to me. Now, typically it's not something that you have to worry about too much on these thicker fabrics. It's more on the lighter, like the t-shirts and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do, now this isn't a step that you have to take, but I have my design. I am going to take, this is a screen print adhesive, so you use it to hold shirts down. I'm going to take and lightly spray it with that. It helps with adherence to kind of keep things in place where they won't bounce around. So now I'm going to grab the Sherry of all trades t-shirt guides. Now I have this set as an 8.5 by 11. Now I did already fold it, as you can see, in half. And we're going to line that up with the center mark on the Sherry of all trades. There we go. I want to make sure this is all centered, because on these fluffier fabrics, it can be a little difficult. So I'm just judging from the edge of the heat press to the other edge of the heat press where everything is at. And whenever there's not really a defined center, it also can make it a little bit more difficult, because as you can see, the center mark on this isn't exactly, because the way this hoodie is shaped, isn't exactly center. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I think it's, double check down here. Okay, and one thing you also have to be wary of is sometimes you're going to get pockets that aren't sewn straight, which also makes it difficult to judge distance and make sure everything's perfect. So that looks good to me now. So now what I'm going to do as an additional layer of protection, I'm going to go ahead and grab my thermo tape. I just ordered a new dispenser that's supposed to be here Tuesday for it, because I've had this dispenser for, well, since before Cameron was born, so 16 years, and I want something that holds it a little tighter in here. Now I do have, I think all of, if not all of, most of the supplies I use on my Amazon storefront. I will take and try to make sure that all of this is added to it as well. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is take some more plain copy paper and we're going to lay it over the top. Again, this protects the heat press to make sure no ink gets through. And what you want to use is like a blocking material like that is typically something that has no coating on it. You can use like plain white butcher paper. You can use regular copy paper. You can use certain craft papers, but it needs to be white and it needs to not have any type of coating on it. I was super excited for this design. I was playing around with stuff and I came up with this and I was like, this is super duper cute. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I think I've pretty much got most things caught up. So hopefully I will be back on my regular posting schedule. I rebuilt a new website. I got all of the business accounting stuff set up. Like, there's been so much that I've been doing. It's been crazy. I am still working on the Google Drive and I will have new Patreon tiers soon, but the tiers that are there are not going away. We're just adding some new ones. So there we go. It's almost finished. Now again, we want to go up slowly with this so we're not getting any bounce, because when you get the bounce, that's when you get the shadowing. And if you've worked with sublimation, you will know what I mean by shadowing. And I am looking at upgrading my sublimation printer to a larger one. Look how good that looks. I mean, and again, these are all tips and tricks when you're working with this type of fabric because it is so darn thick. But look how cute that is. And now you don't have to worry about it coming out. When you wash it, it will last. But look, isn't that adorable? So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, one thing I did want to show you. So when you turn it, like brush up against it, you see how it like kind of disappears. But whenever your fabric is correct, it looks beautiful. So I guess that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.